Okay. I think everybody, if you got all your materials, that we're ready to get started. So first of all, welcome, and we're so happy to have you all here. We started doing this conference a couple years ago, and it keeps getting bigger every year, and we always try to have video modules and some real personalized training for you guys. And so that's been something we've invested time in, and we're glad that you're here. We're glad that we've got a full day of sessions. So when you came in, you should have gotten a schedule for today. And on that schedule will show we're doing confidentiality this morning, and then after that we're going to do some breakout sessions. Session 1 is going to be in this room, and then right through on the other side will be where we have session 2 at. So you got some choices between like math, strategies, and behavior. You'll have some with reading and writing, and then specially designed instruction. So you got some choices. But the good news is we're recording every session, and so those will be available for you for later if you've used those for some PD time. I know districts do that sometimes. So those will be available for later. And then we have sessions this afternoon. So hopefully you got all your materials. We hope that you'll take away some materials today that you can use when you get back to school. You know, as you start your school year, it's nice to have your stuff, right, and have your own things to begin the school year. So I'm Dionne Bates, and I'm one of the directors here at KVEC. This is Brenda Combs. She's the other director. She does the monitoring and compliance, and I do implementation and improvement. We got Stephanie Kidd. She's our math consultant. So you guys need any help, just holler at us. We got Denny May back here. He's our due process. And we've got Doug Smith. He's behavior, and he's out there in the hallway. And then we got Will Cayeton that does transition. So we'll be around all day if y'all need help with anything. The other thing is there's a placemat on your table. And in that placemat, there's a sign-in sheet right there, and it says, please sign in on your placemat. So this will give you access to all the PowerPoint stuff and the resources for all day long. So you may take your placemat and put it right in your folder and keep it, because that you'll always have access to that. And it's right over here. Please sign in right here. So you take your phone and you hold your camera. You hold your camera right over it, and when you hold it on it, you see a little yellow thing come up, and you click that, and it'll take you to sign in. And you keep this because it's got all the materials you'll have for today on it. So we've learned that makes it a little easier. That way you got it to travel around with you. So you'll see there's our folders for today. It says participant folder, and then there's the web page. And if you get stuck on it or anything, we'll help you once we get going. All right. Yeah, as you come in, go ahead and grab you one of each one of those.
Can you ask to make sure there's no one here for the Teaching American History seminar?
Oh, yes. Okay, so let me just double check with you guys. Is anybody here for the Teaching American History seminar? We got two things running at the same time. We didn't want to mess up and make sure you're using. Nobody? Okay. Everybody's in here for Paraeducator Conference, right? Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Yep. And if you have a buddy that comes in after we get started, send them back over to the table and get their stuff. Okay. I can't think of anything else. If you go out here, there's 2 restrooms. But if you go out the door where you came in and you go down the hall just a little bit, on the right is a larger ladies' restroom. There's a men's on down from that if you need the restroom. So we will be taking breaks throughout the day, and hopefully you'll be up moving around and you won't be sitting all day. And we're having lunch. We're having chicken, and I don't remember what else. Chicken and probably casserole, green beans, and dessert. So we'll have a really good lunch, and that'll kind of get us through the rest of the day. But I'm going to turn it over to Brenda, and she is our lead for the monitoring and results, and she's going to work on confidentiality. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that session. Thank you all.
Before I start... Okay. Have everybody, okay. They're coming in the door. We're starting off with the confidentiality a video that I did last year, which is still up to date for this year. It's very important that you understand the confidentiality and the trouble that you can get into if you breach that. So I just want to make sure that you all watch the video. If you have questions after the video, you can ask me and I'll answer them for you. But just remember not to be talking about students to anyone else. I mean, teachers talk to the parents. I know some of you all may be working with some of the students, and the parents talk to you about it, but if it's something very important, send them to the teacher. That way you won't be up on a witness stand breaching confidentiality. It's easy to do. It's real easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the video. If you have questions as you're going through, jot them down. It also has questions and scenarios in here as well. And I'll stop the video, and you all will discuss it at your table and come up with an answer. And then we'll just continue on with those videos, the video. And if I was to do this, we would be here for 3 hours. This video is only like 38 minutes and 20 seconds, so. Okay, so do we have any questions about confidentiality? I noticed there were some questions in there that, boom, you all knew the answer right off the top of your heads. It just, and all of you said it about the same time. So there are some that are like iffy. So this is what I always say. When I was a director, I always told, and when I was a teacher, and I had instructional assistants, and I know how they are because sometimes the instructional assistants, they really care about the child, and the parent really looks up to them to try to help their child in any way they can. So it's hard for an instructional assistant sometimes because you get caught in the middle. So the best thing to do is not say anything at all and don't get caught in the middle. And if your heart is saying don't do it, don't do it. Because sometimes the best of parents will take you to court. You think, oh, I know them, they're my friends, blah, 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 blah. When it comes down to their kid, they will take you to court if you breach any type of confidentiality, and especially if it's hurtful information too. So we just need to watch what we're doing.